really know much about German, but I thought it was interesting here. Maybe I can show you this paragraph.
Mm.
Would you like to read to me, or I
Yes,
read to
I
you,
read to
or
you. Okay,
yeah, it's better. Yeah.
English is a Germanic language. This means it comes from the same roots as German, Norwegian, Danish, and the numbers of
Danish.
Danish, Danish, Danish,
That's it.
Danish, and the numbers of other languages. You would think that means the mean that English and German would have a tone in common, but language
A
is
ton,
a
a ton.
ton. Okay, would have
That means a lot.
a lot, a lot in common. This means a lot in common. Okay, would
Yeah,
have
because a ton is a very heavy weight.
okay, would have a
1,000 kilograms.
mm, okay. English and Germans would have a ton in common, but language is never so simple. English is a woohoo, what is this?
A hodgepodge.
A hodgepodge, okay. A
It's
hodge,
an old word. It means a complete mixture.
complete mix, okay, complete mix. A hodgepodge of vocabulary from Latin, French, Spanish, and a huge number of other languages. There are even a surprising numbers of English words that are actually Germans, which we borrowed a little, which we borrowed a bit more recently. All right. Okay.
There's one more paragraph. One more
Okay.
paragraph.
Let me do this. It makes sense that English would want to borrow so much from Germans. After all, it's a language famous for always having recently exactly always having exactly the right word to describe things. You might be you might be surprised at just how many common terms in English come from Germans. Through, sure, you know what
Gesundheit.
what I think I can't.
Gesundheit is, don't worry, I also don't know how to read German, but I know
Yeah,
this word.
yeah.
Gesundheit is the word that they say when someone sneezes.
Someone's
So,
sorry. Someone what?
achoo, achoo,
Oh,
Gesundheit.
okay,
Bless you.
okay, okay. And maybe even kindergartens are Germans. But what about
You know kindergarten?
yes, kindergarten? I know what is kindergarten.
So kinder
Kin
is child,
child. Okay.
and garten
Yes.
is garden.
But the
So
spelling is different. The spelling.
only the T.
Yes.
Garten is garden. It's the
Garden.
same. Yeah.
Garden. Because English gardens is equal to carton. Garden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kindergarten are German. But what about poodle? Poodle and football? Let's drift into this German's English crossover. Okay.
So you know football is football, I think.
Football, yes.
Football is football.
Football, okay.
And poodle is a type of dog.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yes.
they divide in here.
Yes.
I copied this. They divided some examples of categories of words. So the first one is animals, and you can see that there are some examples of animal words that we use in English that if we don't think about it, maybe we don't notice that actually they are German words. I don't know. I don't think you know all these names, but a Dachshund is a type of dog. But in Germany, they don't call it a Dachshund. We in English call it a Dachshund, which is German. Dash means a badger, which is a type of animal, and Hund means a dog. Do you know the word hound? Hound is an old word for a dog,
No.
which comes from German.
Okay.
Anyway, it's another word for a dog.
Mm.
But actually, Germans call it a Dackel.
Mm.
But we call it an older word. So that's quite common in language, just like in Canada, in America. I said to you that last week, I said to you, Canadians and Americans use a lot of old English words that we don't use anymore. So sometimes when Canadians and Americans speak English, some of their words seem to us very old-fashioned.
Okay.
But they still use those words because they took those words hundreds of years ago to
Okay.
Canada or to America,
Okay.
and they never changed them. But
Oh.
in England, we've moved on and used a different word. So we think, how come you still use that word? You know, it seems funny to us.
Little bit like Japanese and Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
Japanese
imagine that, yeah.
copied the Chinese character 1,000 years ago. Yeah, and then they reserve of course they use the Chinese word as the Japanese. Yeah, but with the times moves ongoing. Chinese people don't use this Chinese word. Yeah, yeah.
So
But
you changed the
Japanese,
word to
yeah, we
modern
changed.
Chinese.
Yeah, or we lost these words. We lost this. Okay, but Japanese people still keep the Chinese characters from ancient Chinese character.
Yeah.
Of course, they
In their
pronounce in
kanji.
Japanese. Of course, they pronounce in Japanese.
But the way they write it down is still the old
Yeah,
Chinese.
they write.
character, yeah.
They write. Of course, they write the Chinese words. They have two types of Japanese. One is Chinese, exactly the Chinese. Another one is Japanese. It's modern Japanese. I can say modern Japanese. They use modern Japanese, completely different from Chinese, but they have two half. 50% Chinese word and pronounced in Japanese, and 50% modern Japanese. But the Chinese words, yeah, we lost some Chinese word. They still use this.
I know about this because I studied a bit of Japanese before.
Mm.
Do you know what they're called?
I don't know.
They have three words. They have three words. And you are right. What you say is right. They're divided. The three types are divided into 2 and 1. So the ones that you say are the old Chinese words, they're called Hanji.
Hanji. Yes, Hanji. Yes, Chinese means
Hanji.
Chinese.
From the Chinese.
Yeah,
exactly.
from the Chinese.
But they don't say Hanji. They call it Kanji.
Kanji. Yeah.
Kanji. So they just change it from Hanji to Kanji. And then that's one. And the other 2 are called katakana and hiragana.
Yes.
And those are when they say mami mume mo, kaki kuke ko, tati tuteto. So they have these 5 vowel sounds. Mami mume mo, kaki kuke ko. So that's the system.
Their own developed system. Their own developed system. Yes.
Which is almost a little bit like an alphabet.
Yes.
Because it's a system of making a simplified way for people to learn Japanese in an easier way. Yeah, it's interesting. You're right. So there's some similarity there, the way that languages have developed. Yeah. Anyway, these are names of dogs. I think you don't know all of them, but some of these, like here, okay. Maybe you didn't know this one is noodle.
Wow.
It's German.
Wow. Okay.
And maybe a gummy bear.
Gummy bear, I don't know.
Gummy bear is a children's sweet, some candy, the little candy. It looks like a bear.
Okay.
Soft candy,
Okay.
Maybe you don't know the other ones. I don't think you know this. Maybe you know Frankfurter.
Frankfurter, yes. Okay.
You know Frankfurter, right?
Yes, I think I know.
And I'm sure you know hamburger.
哇，hamburger，哇！But this seems United States 喎，I
No, it's German. You see,
哦
in Germany there is a city called Hamburg.
哦，McDonald
So
use this word. McDonald use this word. This is correct.
yeah, because this is where the thing came from. Was from Hamburg. People sometimes ask, why is a hamburger not made of ham? 點解唔係火腿呢? And it's because the name hamburger does not come from ham and burger. It's because it comes from the city of Hamburg, which is where they first started to make these patties of meat and put in a bun. So that was their idea, and now, of course, all over the world, people eat hamburgers. You know? Lager, you know lager.
Lager, yes, sir. Lager, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Beer. So lager is a German word. And maybe you know this one here, delicatessen.
Delegation. I know delegation only.
Not delegation.
What
delegation is like a meeting of people, you know,
Okay.
where people meet together. But a delicatessen is a shop that
Yes.
sells particular types of food, like types of meat and some, how can I say, some dips, different cheeses and things like that. It's a very particular type of food shop that sells not vegetables, but they sell food that is already prepared. That's called a delicatessen. In English, we call it a deli. Just we usually use the first 4 letters, deli. Go to the deli, we always say. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to read every page because we have so much. I wanted to show you. There's some other words here that I think you probably don't know these words. These are German words that we know in English. But maybe I can. They also some prefixes. I think you know what prefixes and suffixes are, right?
Yes.
So things at the beginning of the word or the end of the word. So this is showing how actually we get some of our structure of our language, some of the structural words from German, like Uber.
Uber, Uber, okay, Uber, wow. Uber.
And so Uber actually means super or very.
Very? Alright. Okay.
And that's where the app Uber comes from.
Okay.
Where you get a taxi is an Uber. That's German. So sometimes people say, do you know the word geek?
No, what is this?
Well, when I was a child, the word geek meant somebody who was very studious, somebody who studied very hard, always paid attention at school, and maybe somebody who was very into computers. Because when I was growing up, only the very smart kids were very into computers, you know. Most people were playing football or whatever, right? But the very smart kids were learning about how to use computers, and they were often wearing glasses with very thick glass, you know, and always looking at screens.
Oh, interesting. In Cantonese, we have similar word like this, but negative. Although they are very good in computer, but we use this Cantonese word in negative way.
The same, absolutely right. The same. And when I was at school, people used to say, "Ha, you are a geek," you know.
Toxic. We translate into Cantonese, from Cantonese to English. Computer toxic.
Something like that. Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's basically this idea that basically somebody who is too into computers was a geek. But of course, times have changed, and now we have a lot of respect for the people who know about computers, because first, they can make a lot of money.
Yes.
And secondly, everybody needs computers now. So we want the people who know how to help us with computers, you know.
Yes.
So the times have changed, but now we use geek in lots of different ways.
Yes.
For example, someone can say that I am a geek about plants.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? So we can
Yes.
use this word now in different ways to say someone is a real geek about something. So if someone, let's say somebody always talking to you about their favorite subject.
Favorite subject, okay, favorite subject.
About that, you know, maybe he's a geek about languages. He's a geek about science. He's a geek about this or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
So here we have the word an uber geek.
Okay.
Which means a super geek.
Super geek, okay. Super toxic. We have super toxic.
You know, same sort of thing, yeah.
But the super we use actually is the fucking super toxic is more accurate.
So we do the same.
Yes.
The same in English.
You know, they're completely negative. Because he is.
You know how?
Yeah.
Maybe I told you this before. Yeah. You know how in Chinese?
Yes.
You have this word, 懒.
Yes, 懒 toxic 懒 fucking toxic.
In the middle.
Yeah.
You put in the middle of a word.
Yes.
Like you say 麻烦, right? So you have the two characters.
Yes. 麻撚飯. 麻撚飯. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So we do the same in English.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Have I told you before?
No. Traffic fucking trouble. Is this correct? Fucking trouble. He is fucking trouble. Is correct?
That's different. No. Yes, but that's different.
Okay.
That's different. Like this. Okay.
Okay.
It's not trouble. It's troublesome.
Okay. Oh.
But that's different. That's different because what we're doing there is that this word here is what we call a modifying adverb.
Modifying adverb. All right.
Just the same as when we use very.
Very, okay.
So you can use very troublesome.
Very troublesome.
Or you can use the 臭好, right? But in this